Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid, and we are back with Lord of the Flies. Nearing the end of the series, it is turn 103, and if you recall the end of last episode, we had been preparing for our war with Midgard, who has big hordes of storm demons, and the last turn we issued a slew of attacks attacking him as our nap expired. So let's go ahead and see what happened. Quickly going through the horrors, one of our dudes dies. This guy dies. We teleported a guy here. I didn't really talk about this, I guess, but we teleported a thug into Midgard, and I think he is successful. Kills a bunch of their PD. Invulnerability, Soul Vortex, Astral Shield, Resist Magic, Unholy Power. And he's probably just going to cause a rout. These guys, it looks like, are just going to cast spells. And that's not really going to do anything here. Oh, wow. This guy's a Soul Butcher. Actually, Okay. We actually should check. I think I had read somewhere that this might, this gives him death gems from people he kills. But, maybe these are PD and they don't count. We'll have to see. Let's go to this province real quick. Oh yeah, he did get some death gems, so he only got 2. Let's go ahead and see where they came from. No, these were real units, so not sure why he only got 2. But yeah, I think the way this, and if I had actually known this in the game, I kind of learned this after the fact. This is a pretty cool, it's a very rare heroic trait. And, of course, you get it from entering the Hall of Fame. If you're one of the heroes in the whole map that has the highest Hall of Fame score, you can get a heroic trait. Soul Butcher is a very rare one. There's kind of like normal, very common traits, and then there's some very rare ones, and this is a rare one. It does a couple things. It gives you fear, better strength, and people you kill will get converted into death gems, which is similar to a unique item. So it's a very, very rare skill. And basically, if I had this guy in combat, I probably should like kit him out and have him kill lots of stuff. Because if I use him as a thug, and he kills lots of things, I will get a lot of death gems, which I can put to good use for sure. But we'll go through and continue watching all the events. Okay, we searched here, didn't find anything. Okay, so coming down now to all this business. We found a province with no PD and took a temple. Midgard attacks us here with the monster of fraud. Which I'm guessing this is just kind of like pinging my, my dude. See what's in here? And the answer is not much, but this is one of the demon lords. Death, nature, blood. Not too much to say about this. Yeah, I don't think it's the most interesting of the demon lords. Yeah. So he attacks me here. We raid man. We kill a bunch of PD with not much from Midgard. We raid into Ryla successfully. We raid into Ryla successfully again. We raid into Midgard successfully. Oh no, we were beaten by Midgard. So here we get wrecked. I'm not actually sure how that happened. Let's actually watch that battle. I must have had a bad script like retreat. Yeah, my commander retreated, so whoops. Gonna take that province, psych. Because that definitely would have been enough to take it. I just didn't script my commander right. We successfully raid against Ryla. And we'll just go click down through here. Rylus Thug kills us here as we try to raid back. It's one of his Wraith Lords. We get kind of wrecked by these guys from Midgard. I don't know where this is. Let's see where this is. Zolgia? Or Zoglia? Okay, so he's got a pretty decent-sized group on top of this fort. And he has broken through most of the wall here. But you can see I've got almost all his other forts surrounded. So we'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to click through the rest of the battles here. Fukan, the Soaked Earth, he sent a... This is a scout attacking me, so like pinging me. It is not a me scouting out a scout. Or rooting out a scout. Okay, we've got a big battle here in Vena. Oh, he has time stop. And I think it's this guy. Yeah. So I had mentioned before this guy probably could soul drain his astral vampire, and indeed he can. So he's got soul drain up, and Light of the Northern Star. Yeah. So pretty cool. Soul drain, I think it hits friendly units too. Most of the battlefield-wide kind of damaging things do. But it is going to hit my dudes, so... I think we kind of get wrecked there. So, where was that? Yeah, so he kills all my stuff, which is a bit annoying. But we kill a fair amount of his stuff. So, almost all his chaff dies. His Vampire Lord lives, and that's about it. So, annoying, but... probably an okay trade. This is probably more costly for him than it is for me, even though he won. One of the things, too, kind of in all of this calculus, is that, like, this battle here, I have lots of chaff and lots of armies to take forts from Ryla or from someone else, but Ryla and Utgard do not. So when they lose large amounts of chaff, it means they're not able to use that chaff to quickly siege down my forts, and they desperately need ways to quickly siege down my forts, because that's how you kill Lemuria. So that's why if you see me kind of nonchalant about, like, losing this battle, it's because getting rid of this chaff removes the opportunity for these guys to ever take forts from me. And if they can't take forts from me, then... yeah, they're not going to be able to do much. Because I'll always eventually kind of win a raiding war. Okay, he attacks me here. Our patrolling forces kill one of the vampires, which is a bit odd. We captured this fortress here in the Cantonese Plain. There's really nothing inside of it. And there's another fortress here in Mitrand that we capture as well. So we get 2 more forts this turn, which is really nice. A few more Ice Elemental battles on the... Okay, a Crystal Mage got attacked by an Ice Elemental. And we kill it. Very nice. That is, over here. Oh, yeah. So, there we go. There's a death match. Nobody bothered to play in it. I guess we weren't paying that much attention. Okay, so now and I'm kind of going to spend more turn just talking about the turns and kind of how things are rolling out, rather than watching necessarily all the battles in these final few episodes. So here, context for this is we've killed his super combatants, we've killed most of his mages that he had defending this portion of the map. I think somebody in the comments had requested that we talk about theaters of war. So, this has kind of been one of the major theaters of war, this northern part of Midgard's empire, and when we killed the 2 Ice Devils and the mages, it really opened us up to massively attack all of his forts. Before this, and we would have done this before, but, he had these mage armies that were very efficiently killing all my ghosts. So, I don't have a ton of mage support here. I mean, I do have some efficient mage support, like these guys are just casting mass protection and that's it, which really that's kind of all you need to make these ghosts much more formidable in combat. But I don't have any heavy mage support. So he would, with that other army, be able to very, very efficiently kind of wipe these out. And even putting up a protection spell is not going to help against Witherbone spam, which he was spamming out, and then Shimmering Fields, which would kill huge swaths of my army. So, anyway, all that said, because we've gotten rid of some of the very key mage-supported armies here, it allows us to basically take, hopefully, all of these forts very quickly before this Storm Demon Corps comes in and kills me. Which is definitely something I'm worried about. Fortunately, I have this fort. This fort's mine. It's got a temple in it, which means we will start getting our Dominion up here, which is definitely something I'm interested in. We are sieging down this fort, but we haven't taken it, so unfortunately he could potentially move an army in here and kick me off. The other problem with that is, like, Army of Lead is going to make me weak to shock, so these guys will probably murder me, but I don't really know what I'd do. One option is moving this guy in and using mass protection instead of Army of Lead, and then I don't have... This guy, instead of doing Army of Lead, could do Ground Army, and that would help a little bit. I could also potentially do Mass Regeneration and, like, congregate here, because it's highly likely these guys fly 2 provinces over and attack me here. But... yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't broken through any of these forts, so we're in a bit of a pickle. Because, you know, he could come kill this army, and then kill that army, and then maybe even one more army before I even have time to break through another one of these forts. So, we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to kind of get to raiding. So, if I had like 1 or 2 more turns, I would get all these forts from Utgard before Midgard could knock me off of them. But it doesn't look like I'm going to have time for that. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on over here. This was, I think, the province I attacked with my retreat command. We're going to go ahead and sit on top of this fort. We're knocking... Utgard's got just some crap on top of this fort. We're going to knock it off. Shouldn't be too hard. You can see now we've got all of these forts on the isthmus. Over time we've taken them. This was one of the forts we took this turn. I don't think there was a real battle in here. Yeah. Because I had scripted mass flight and stuff, but I don't think any of that's going to go. And we have Abyssia, as you recall. Yeah, we're not building a thing here. I'm probably going to do a wizard tower on this. This is a quite nice province. But not yet. I would like to take this from Utgard, but I don't know if Ryla will let me. But we will move in a fairly large amount of ghosts. So we can start breaking through these walls. The other thing we can do once we get in here is we can then raid even better into the ocean. And that will really, I think, do a final kind of weakening to Ryla. The other thing is it will open up our opportunity to attack this throne, which we can see Midgard actually has a big group of storm demons positioned to take it. So there's that. We are still chilling out on top of Utgard, and we've got 4 dudes with Bane Venom Charms, so the population is quickly becoming not much. Yeah, you can see it's probably about half of what it was at the start of the game. And it's going to be even lower because anytime you have sneaking dudes on top of a fort, they cannot patrol them out if you're also sieging it. So when he looks, he'll probably see just this one guy sieging, and he'll probably attack, but even once he attacks, he cannot get rid of these guys this turn, which means another significant portion of the population is guaranteed to die this turn. So that is a nail in Utgard's coffin. Importantly, he's also gotten rid of my Dominion on top of this throne, which means I'm probably going to need to mount a rather formal military campaign to get this. And I do want to get this, because this is going to be one of the key things for a throne victory. I need to get this throne. I've already gotten this one. I need to get this one. And unfortunately, this one's probably going to get kicked off by a Storm Demon army. let's take a look at other things. So this fort is now under siege again here. He probably has more dudes who can come in and kind of kick me off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this back terribly quickly. It is a rather strong fortress. So I will need to make a very committed effort to take it, and I've kind of been losing. And what I'm kind of thinking about is, where do I want to commit all of my military assets? Like, which are the theaters that are important for me to win? And there's a few things that I definitely want to do. One is, because this war with Midgard is starting, and I do not know how late this game is going to go at this point, I want to kill his blood economy. So I'm going to start raiding like crazy, because there's nothing that makes a blood nation more angry than you killing their blood economy. So we're going to move these guys here and take this out. I might be teleporting somebody on top of this, I'm not sure. This, is, again, I'm just trying to kind of stall. I don't really want to make much happen over here. I don't want to commit many mages, so, like, you know, I lost the battle here. I had a bunch of mages die. We killed a bunch of his chaff. Because of that, he's not going to be able to siege anything down very soon. I mean, he could potentially move these guys out, but these are holding up this fort wall. I doubt he's going to do that. And if he does, I'm sure we can probably manage to kill it. But for the time being, I'm not really looking... I have very few mages after he killed these, and I'm not looking to move a lot more down here. The mages that I have, I probably want to move up here. I do not want to lose this battle, and I don't want to lose a battle down here against... We have another 400 or 500 storm demons. So, I've got Wind of Death traps set up here in case he moves here and attacks. I've got... Where are the rest of my dudes? We've got this guy patrolling here. I'm expecting to maybe get hit by a kind of big army with another Wind of Death trap. Let's see what else we have. I think... Okay, we've got this guy here. He can Wind of Death trap, but he's not doing it. He's just chilling out right now. This fort we've broken, so we're going to storm it. I do not think there's much in here. He may or may not fight me for this. He may have kind of like given this up and said, I'm just going to sit over here. But he may choose to fight me. He's probably got some guys inside here. I haven't broken this fort. I do want to take this. It's got decent gems. And I think it... Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to take this. A better trick might have been to go ahead and take these guys and move them back on top of Utgard, because he's probably going to break siege and fight these guys, and I get to kill whatever he brings out. It's probably what I should have done. But anyway, we're not going to, apparently. But yeah, so we're raiding Utgard, lots of places up here. Midgard. We're moving... What are these guys doing? These guys are moving here, on top of this. And then we'll probably attack from here on out. Down here, we're just continuing to raid down this way. Now, it is possible... I've got guys on Guard Commander for a lot of my raiders, because we can get attacked by a disease demon. And it is unlikely that these Guard Commanders are going to help, but you might as well do it. It gives them at least the chance of killing the disease demon. So we're gonna roll that dice. And I probably, within a turn or two, will move these guys off Utgard and probably send them into Midgard. Because Utgard's kind of smoked at this point. So anyway, that's it. That's turn 103. We'll go ahead and do turn 102. 104. We're not going backwards. Okay, here we go. So, we cast Call Worm That Walks. So we're getting... when this guy isn't going to be doing... Right now I've got him casting Gift of Reason on this Tartarian. But when he's not doing that, we are going to be summoning these guys with nature gems. And they are immortal nature mages, and they're quite nice. They're pretty damn cheap, too. I think they're only 30 nature gems, which is quite a good deal for a Immortal Nature 3. we cast Wizard Tower, and we put that up here. And this was one of the provinces we raided from Midgard last turn. What's important is it's got the Cornerstone, which is one of the better sites in the game, giving you 4 Earth, which is pretty huge, and then it's also got a nature site. So that is now ours, and Midgard will not be able to take it back super easily, though potentially this Storm Demon army could work through it in a few turns, and then I would have trouble taking it from him. We cast Tartarian Gate again. And let's go check. So, okay. Now you can see Midgard has many more attacks. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what he's using here. So he's got these Demon Locusts, and these are a remote summon in blood. I don't think I've used them much. Interestingly, they are heretics, so they're very good at getting rid of Dominion. And they don't have to be preaching or anything, they just automatically get rid of Dominion and the province they're in. So in various circumstances, like dealing with Vengeful Waters, it can be quite nice, since they will just get rid of all of my Dominion, and then Vengeful Waters will not hurt them. So this was a really good choice. The other thing that's important about them is they have pretty good stats. High attack, high protection, and then a magic attack. And this is actually kind of the perfect combination to kill Ethereal Chaff. The magic attack will allow them to hit, the protection will prevent them from getting killed, and they have decently high magic resistance, so they're kind of resistant to my magic weapons. But you can see they do very, very well attacking my ghosts. And so we end up losing that. You can see he doesn't lose a single Locust. And these are a remote summon, so they kind of attack, but they are permanent, so, well, until they die. So he can go ahead and move them into another province if he wants to after this. We have another casting here. And you can see they jump and they kill my... We may actually kill one or two here, I'm not sure. Doesn't look like we're gonna kill any, but we gave it the old British try. Oh no, we did. We killed 3 of them, so not bad. But he does get the province from us, and he will be removing Dominion with those dudes. We get attacked by a Wraith Lord. He kills a bunch of crap. We get assassinated. He attacks us here with a vampire and some thralls. I had just put 1 PD. I think this is a province that I had taken from him. Yeah, so he's just re-raiding it. He attacks me with some Van Jarls. Also, to remember, Midgard was my first war. For those of you who've been watching the series from the beginning, you will remember that he ruthlessly attacked me very early. And I fought him for a very long time. And he actually has a bless that deals with my Ethereal Chaff very well, whereas he has magic weapons, and then his very high defense makes him quite hard to hit. And I think he has pretty easy access to Astral, so he can drop anti-magic in pretty much every fight, and that will make it very difficult for my weapons to do damage. So this is not a battle we are going to win. So he knocks me off of some fort. I'm not sure which fort this is, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is going on here. Am I, like, missing this? Which one was it? Okay, that was right here. Okay, so, wait, I thought I had somebody doing Wind of Death. Did I not? Oh no, I do have a Wind of Death spammer. Power of the Spheres. Oh, I am doing Wind of Death. Okay, the question is, do I get any? And the answer is yes. I get 3 guys here, and then a couple guys up here. Okay, we'll see if I kill any of them. Now, once these Storm Demons run out of ammo, you can see they jump up and kind of attack. And they're going to make very quick work of this Grand Lemur. But after the battle ends, I want to see if we get any of them popping from the decay. And some of them do. So let's actually see what the battle report here was. We killed 4 of them, and this is from Winds of Death. So is this a great trade for the Death Gems and the Grand Lemur? Not really. But, you know, you never know. I might have been attacked by a much bigger army. And then, in that case, we would have killed many more. This is their Demon Lord moving out with a very small squad. That's right here, so just counter-raiding me. Okay, we are attacking into Midgard. We get defeated here. I'm not going to watch this battle, but it's basically a little bit of chaff versus a little bit of his chaff plus some thugs with the Galderman who can spam lightning. So, yeah, he definitely wins that one. In Nashin, we have a big battle, so let's go ahead and watch that. Okay, so this is important. This is... he's attacking my throne, where we have our Michael Jordan of Dominions, Itimu. And we have somebody set up to do Wind of Death spam. And then we have this guy to do the Enlarged Business. So let's watch this buffing script. Actually, let's introduce our opponents. On the other side of the map, we have a bunch of Storm Demons, about 20 of them. And then some Imp Chaff. And then a little Mage Core. With a bunch of different kinds of gems. And it looks like they're going to communion up and get into some kind of shenanigans. We'll see. So these guys over here, they're communion slaving. On my side of the map, we are doing Wind of Death. You can see that spell getting cast. Iron Skin. Whoops. I guess Iron Skin is fine when you have this much lightning protection. Go ahead and get that extra little bit of defense or protection. And we've got Enlarge and Blessing. On their side of the map, they're casting Storm. Okay, there goes Soul Vortex. Wind of Death again. And it looks like I got my own mage here with Wind of Death. What I was kind of expecting was for him to kind of just drop a ton of stuff, but he's probably too smart for that and probably knows that I'm going to Wind of Death. So he probably doesn't want to do that. And indeed, it was a good decision not to. Now my Grand Lemur's going to run. I don't know if this guy is fatigued out. He is, so he's probably going to die, because he's decayed and fatigued. So, rip. He's got Wrathful Skies popping out too, which is going to kill probably a lot of his stuff, but not really much of mine that's left. And this guy cast Iron Will to get his magic resistance high, so at 29 he is mostly immune to any kind of like Soul Slay or other kinds of magic attacks. Not completely immune. Eventually they will kill him. But to kill a guy with 29 magic resistance with like Astro Magic, you need very, very strong stuff. Now you can still pop him with Death Communions, which I don't believe Midgard has great death access. So he can't do Witherbone spam. There are astral armor negating things, which I think he could probably use too. And I think I'm about to kind of charge in. Okay, there he goes. So it says Lemuria has routed, but this guy will not rout because he's immortal. So if this mechanic didn't exist, where immortals don't run, which, like right now, they don't generally run from army routes, then I would have to bring fewer chaff units as screens, which would make him, you know, in more jeopardy of dying early. But Yeah, he's kind of a boss. He's got 114 combat speed. And with this Bloodthorn, he kind of gets way above his normal max HP. Fatigue is probably going to go to 0 here. And you can see he just kind of kills everybody, pausing it real quick. HP is going up as the fight goes on. Okay, and like that, we kill everyone. So, not too bad at all on that front. Okay, that was this battle here. A few more little ones. We'll kind of zoom out and look at all this on the world map here. It looks like he does some undead mastery here or something like that. Let's see what the hell happened. I do not want to be donating my chaff to Ryla. Oh, there it goes, Master and Slave. So, yeah, that was indeed how we made our donation. Followed by a bunch of flying dudes to come in and kill my back line. Interesting. Now, Late Age Ryla is not normally a blood power, which is where all these units are coming from, because their Dominion kills population. So you can't really blood hunt very efficiently with them. But yeah, apparently he has decided to take a ghost donation from me. So he is 83 units stronger after this fight. Whoops. I wonder if he got any of my Shadow Tribunes. It does not appear so. Okay. Okay, large amount of Storm Demons here in Melma. So he has kind of small little anti-raiding squads coming out and taking back a lot of the stuff I had kind of raided from him. Okay, battle in Utgard. So, may have actually been good. I didn't send a ton of stuff in, because he... You remember I was saying in an episode or so before that once I kind of successfully raided onto Utgard's cap with a big army, I could move that army off of his cap. Then he would come out to, like, kill whatever chaff I had left on, and then I could come back in. Like, if he brought just, like, a medium-sized army out because he didn't want to waste mage turns or something like that, then I could come in with my whole army and maybe just kind of pick off some of his chaff. No, he brought the whole thing out. This is probably most of what he has left in terms of his mages. So yeah, he kills all that stuff. I probably would have lost that battle if I brought all my dudes in, but maybe not. So anyway, we lost that battle here on Midgard, but just had a little bit of chaff there. And we'll be able to see what this population is, I believe. Because I definitely got one more turn of my little scouts sitting there. We have a Wind of Death trap set up here, so that is kind of good. I don't know how many of these guys we're going to hit, but we'll hit some of them. A lot of mages here. We can see some of these guys are already decayed. He may mass protection, though, which will basically make him mostly immune to Wind of Death. Let's see if he has done... Mass Regeneration. Yeah, I don't know if he's done Mass Regeneration yet. I think his Galdermen that turn into wolves are going to... Okay, he had... That was Undead Mastery coming out. I don't know who cast that. Probably Pazuzu, if I had to guess. Oh, could have been one of his Vampire Lords. Yeah. Hard to say. Oh yeah, it was a Vampire Lord. You can still see it right here. undead mastery above his head. So this is the guy that cast it. So big communion. Okay, you can see all these guys that got hit, but it does look like actually he got regeneration off. You can see, yeah, these guys are regenerating now. So what that means is I'm probably not going to kill hardly anybody, because as you can see right there, decay is mostly countered by regeneration. We killed a couple maguses, or magus, however you say that. And the reason we killed them is, even though they had regeneration, so decay does two things. It does a hit point tick, where your hit points will slowly go down. The other thing it does is it makes you older. And he would have been regenerating enough where the hit point ticks wouldn't have killed him. But the age is a problem, because eventually he's going to get so old that he just kind of spontaneously combusts. Because you can die from either. And I don't exactly know the mechanic for how you die from age, but you can. So anyway, that's that. We killed some thralls, and we killed some volas too, and these guys also suffer from the age problem. Even though they were regenerating, they're still going to die. So all in all, not bad. We killed 7 volas and 2 maguses. Some of you are probably cringing as I say that, because a magus? Who knows? But anyway, this is exactly kind of what we want the Wind of Death trap to do. It's not perfect. It's not going to get the shamans, which I believe are longer lived, or his Galdermen, who are both long lived and regenerating. So these guys are totally fine. But just, killing all of these communion slaves is quite nice. Because now, like, his little undead mastery, scheme, he can't do again, because all of his communion slaves are dead. I mean, he can bring more in, but anyway. That was a successful Wind of Death trap. Okay, we have a battle in Man. Okay, this is the final, and I know I've probably said that a few times, Utgard army. Oh, well maybe not, because I'm not going to kill him with this. I've just got a few guys here probably set up to do mass protection, a few Grand Lemurs. I don't even know what my script is here. I don't have a lot of chaff, though. Oh, I remember. We're doing Swarm a few times, then we cast mass protection after the second Swarm. Swarm number 2. Go. Cleansing water's coming in. Yeah, it's gonna be trouble. Let's see what I have. I have... Okay, he's got Iron Warriors, or Army of Lead or something. Yeah, I think he has Army of Lead. Which means I'm not going to be able to kill any of his chaff with my normal troops. Pretty sure we're going to lose this one, guys. We'll kick it into high speed, though. My dude casting Gifts of Heaven, which is a pretty awesome battle effect. And our armies are starting to rout. Now, he has what's called the Turbo Communion, which is basically when you have the Scrotty as, or any kind of large giant that can regenerate as your communion slaves. They get fatigued out, but they regenerate any of the fatigue damage that gets converted into HP damage. And so they can cast pretty much for forever. Now, we've gotten a lot of his crap to rout, which is nice. But almost our crap is routed now. I think we're actually going to lose this, but what I think will be redeeming is I think we kill way more of his chaff than... Yeah, in terms of chaff trade, it's kind of okay. We do lose some more mages, like we lost our enchanter, which, you know, that guy's dead for good. And I actually have a really hard time replacing my recruited mages because I have no gold. I mean, I can, but they're, you know, my income is probably even lower than Midgard's. But so that's a problem. But in general, it's kind of just the dying throes of Midgard, which is fine. Okay, and then we have a bunch of ice elemental attacks. Now, this is important. We need to see how Midgard's stuff holds up against ice devils. So his ice elementals from Vengeful Water. So his archdevil does fine. It kills it. We kill a cultist. The Galderman gets killed, number one. And these are really good air mages. And they're pretty expensive, too, at 190 a pop. So that's really good if we can reliably kill Galderman. We kill a Magus. We killed the Demon Locust leader. So these Demon Locusts in this province right here are trapped. He can't get them out this turn. So I can, if I bring the right army in, I can hopefully kill them. Another Galderman we kill. Here we can see a Vanjarl, who are kind of thuggy. They kill the Ice Elemental. So in general, kind of the way it works is thugs are kind of going to kill Ice Elementals, but normal mages will not. And of course, that doesn't always work like that. We kill a Cultist. We kill a Galderman. We kill a Shaman. We kill a Hearse. The Demon Lord can deal with the Ice Elemental no problem. We kill another Shaman, and we kill another Galderman. So you can see our plan is working. He is not able to bring and keep large mage-supported armies on top of me. So like here, he moved in a big army. All right, tons of mages, but we killed a lot of them. We killed some through the Wind of Death trap we had set here, and we killed even more through our Dominion and Vengeful Waters. Now, this fort, not quite halfway down, so he's going to have to sit on top of it. He could either move more troops in and break it next turn, or he'll have to sit on top of it for 2 turns. And that will allow me to kind of formulate time to respond. And I think that's really all the events. So we'll talk about how we're kind of going to respond. We're going to just kind of attack here and counter-raid. A lot of this is going to be counter-raiding. I know I'm at times going to be doing teleporting Grand Lemurs. I would do more of it, but with Astral Corruption up, there's a chance they get attacked by horrors, and that's kind of counterproductive. Yeah. These guys are trapped, so we're just going to kill them. We totally fended off the army here, so we've restocked the Wind of Death trap in this guy. So it's a bit of a pickle. The Wind of Death trap is not really good with if it's only Itimu. I mean, like, if he brings in a small core like he did, it was kind of wasteful, but if he moves everybody in, potentially with a lot of mages, then I don't really want a ton of mages blasting Itimu, so it's probably good to drop 3 or 4 Winds of Death. But he could also do Mass Regeneration, and this would kind of be wasted, and he probably would. So I don't know. I don't know if this is super valuable, but I might as well do it. Well, actually, his Astro Mages are not long-lived, so even if he does Mass Regeneration, in a long fight, it will kill all of those little human mages, and hopefully they can't do whatever they had planned for Itimu. I am not... this one air guy, I need to get him forging more air stuff. Still don't have another copper plate or anything like that. We do have some interesting things. We're going to be casting flames from the sky ourselves. We have our flame helmet, and we have finished Evocation 9. So we're going to be casting it on 123, which is right here. We could cast it on storm demons, but it doesn't really kill them. It doesn't do enough damage. They have pretty high HP. But it will do a good deal to kill any vampires here, which will just make them respawn later. But that's okay with me. It'll also give them some afflictions. And it will do a lot to kill off all the thralls. And this seems to be his major thrall stronghold, so we'll do that. And then if he has any human mages, it may kill them as well. So we're going to go ahead and cast that here. We've got a ton of fire gems in the bank, so we can basically spam that out for forever. We're casting another Wizard's Tower at 57. If you hit G, you can do Go To Province. Yeah, and that will lock in this very nice province for us. And then we can kind of build a temple here, which will be very nice. We have cracked this fort, and I was expecting the storm demons that were here the previous turn to kind of come and kick me off, but they haven't. I'm not sure where they went, actually. But they're not here. So anyway, it looks like we're going to have the opportunity to take this throne. Oh no, they've moved on top of this fort. And this fort they can choose to storm. Now, if they take this fort, which I think they probably will, it will allow me to take the throne, which I kind of would prefer. I can get this one back later. This fort, I haven't broken through yet, and I'm kind of out of time, unfortunately. Because, well, maybe not. I might still be able to take it, because he's probably going to storm this fort this turn. Then the turn after, he's going to come and attack here. And by that time, I'll have taken ownership of this fort. Then when he does kind of attack this throne province, hopefully I'll be able to take this. I don't know. We'll see. This province, which I've now sieged up, nice things about it. It's a cave, undead-like caves, because we get to use our dark vision. We've got some nice sites here as well, so definitely would like to take that. We're moving a small raiding squad in on top of Manigan, along with a Bane Venom Charm. Midgard, we are sneaking out our Bane Venom Charm dudes. And I'm moving them right here, because they're probably going to get patrolled out here this turn. We can't see the population, but it's probably pretty low. And I think I'm sending like a tiny raiding squad in case he doesn't put any PD there. But these guys are probably going to come south, and then we'll get them into Midgard's territory. Yeah, so we have this province is ours now. We are going to move these guys on top of this fort and see if we can get it. We're going to continue raiding. We're going to attack here. Trying to think what else. Oh yeah, this big army, which is kind of my biggest army on the map. There's two things we could do. We could move them this way and try to secure this throne. Or we could continue to expand and move towards this throne, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to take this final fort from Midgard on this top side, get it under siege, and then hopefully take this throne shortly thereafter. I think I'm building a temple here as well, am I? Oh, we already have one. Okay. So I really want to get my Dominion pushed out in this area very, very quickly. And I think that's it. Unfortunately, one of the things I really wish I got to show you is there's a bunch of really cool spells you can cast, like strategic spells, Astral Death. I had kind of a much more interesting late game planned with Lemuria, but Astral Corruption being up, it makes the game kind of boring. And I sent out a message, I think to everyone in the game, like 5 or 6 turns ago, being like, God, Astral Corruption's been up so long. But it really makes the game less fun. Because all the cool stuff you research, like half of it you can't really use. You can really only use the battle magic stuff. And the other stuff you can barely use. And, I mean, I've been using it, but very, very sparingly. I mean, you can't make a lot of the cool items, or you can't make many of them. You can't cast a lot of the cool spells, or not many of them. So, there's a lot of fun stuff that hopefully when you play, if you play Lemuria, that you'll get to do that we're not doing in this game. And I think I mentioned at the beginning of this series, I've played Lemuria now several times. Most of it was in Dominions 4, where they were a significantly weaker nation, and they were much more restricted to defensive play rather than offensive. But I think I've won every Lemuria game I've played, and I think maybe I'm at like 4 or 5 now. This is kind of the least fun of them in the late game because of Astral Corruption being up. I mean, there's not much you can do. I mean, you're kind of like, okay, we're going to raid with more ghosts. And that's mostly what you can do. The only question is what mage support do you send with them. And I probably could min-max it better and, put more boots on these guys and send more of them around. But, the second you start using mage commitment with your ghosts, you have to be careful because, they can die. And if you're putting items on it, with Astral Corruption up, like to get some boots, I have to sacrifice one of these guys and spend 10 Earth Gems. So, instead, the strategy that I think works best with Astral Corruption up is you spam out forts with Wizard Tower. It's where you're going to put all your Earth and Nature Gems. Do kind of low commitment attacks. Use your mages when you can. But don't go out of your way to put too many mages with all of your little low commitment attacks, because then they become, by definition, not low commitment. And, the important thing, and why I kind of don't want to do that, like, some of these armies, like, I even question, like, having this guy here. Because if he gets attacked by a bunch of storm demons, that's it. He's dead. The amount of mages I have to bring to, like, fight and win against a legitimate army is pretty staggering. I have to bring a ton of mages. And then if it's just chaff, well, then we'll probably kill just chaff without mages, because I'm pretty good against killing, non-mage supported armies by just throwing Lemurian ghosts at it. So anyway, the plan, we're moving the big army up this way. We're hopefully going to see how many of these forts from Utgard we can get before Midgard takes this. He is going to storm this temple. I don't really have much inside. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. So thank you guys for watching. We are near the end. I think we've got only 4 more turns. So tune back in for probably the last 2 or 3 episodes. I'll probably do 2 more episodes and then an after-action review. So I will see you guys next time.